In your electronics manufacturing, you cannot survive without personal digital assistant. Today, we show you why. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the Facts on Open Automation show and the topic of process optimization and staff guidance. We all use it every day, assistant software on our mobile phones, and the market for them will grow immensely over the next 10 years. With the all-time high need for an effective production staff, it's no wonder that also the electronic manufacturing industry is turning towards assistance technology to streamline their processes. So let's explore today how this software can support your team and your production to get out the best results. And my guest today to discuss this is Mr. Tom Mark Scheffel, who you may know from another show about IPC CFX. Hello, Tom. Great to have you here.
Hi, Laszlo. Nice to meet you again.
Tom, what is the benefit for our audience by using assistant software in their electronics production?
Well, Laszlo, that's an interesting question. In your factory, you need to execute a lot of different tasks by different people with different skill sets. And everyone needs to know what to do by when. Such an assistant as a guidance helps to assign the right tasks to the right people with the right skill set.
Good. And if the audience considers such a software, what are the factors which are key for considering such a software?
That's a very important topic. Such a tool needs to cover your entire factory, all the lines with all the machines from different vendors. And to connect all these different machines, you need to consider standards, so you need to have an open automation concept.
The perfect concept for this show, open automation, open concepts is what we talk about. We are also talking about key factors. One such key factor is also the device used, which is the interface for us humans to this tool. What should be considered there?
Well, different people are executing different tasks depending on their skill set. And if you are a line operator, you may want to have such a watch which gives you notifications about what to do, and you are using a scanner to scan material for verification purposes. If you are a process engineer, you want to have a desktop PC with a high screen resolution. And as a service engineer, you want to have a tablet with information about how to fix problems. And as a line manager, you may want to use a smartphone. Maybe you want to even bring your own devices, so such an assistant has to be able to connect any kind of devices.
So what we mentioned, open solution for any device.
Yeah, a typical open automation concept.
Perfect, Tom. Let's verify our perspectives. We have a perfect guest for that. We have the chance to talk to another well-established player of this industry, and we can ask Mr. Axel Lindloff from Koh Young about his opinion. Hello, Mr. Lindloff. We are very glad that you joined us. Thanks for being here. I don't think Koh Young needs an introduction, but can you nevertheless introduce us, Koh Young, and your responsibilities?
Yes, it's a pleasure for me to be here as well. And my name is Axel. I'm in the industry since 23 years. The last 10 years at Koh Young Europe. And in my role in the pre-sales team, I'm responsible for cooperation with line partners, feasibility studies, process consulting, process audits, and marketing support, like today, doing speeches on conferences and online webinars. So regarding Koh Young was founded in 2002 in South Korea. 2003, we introduced the first 3D SPI, and we reached already the #1 market share 2006 for SPIs. And based on this technology, we introduced 2010 the first 3D measuring AOI. And as well, 2016, we reached #1 market share for these equipment as well. Today, we are supporting 3,400 customers with an installed base of 22,000 machines. We ship every year 3,500 machines to the market, and every second line globally is equipped with Koh Young.
What has been your recent experience at your factory visits when it comes to the workload of the production staff?
Yeah, today I see in the customer sides, customer productions, two main topics. So one is the increase of responsibilities and the increase of workload. The second is a lack of qualified engineers. And this in a world where everyone is looking for big data, for smart factory solutions. So the workload, so the flood of information, of data, which needs to be handled by the process engineers is more and more. And this is not handled, they cannot handle this anymore with the standard tools like statistic tools or Excel spreadsheets. So they need to look for new solutions.
How can this problem be diffused?
Companies like ASMPT and Koh Young started quite early to develop solutions for this. So the tools from ASMPT and Koh Young are collecting all the data from the production equipment, from the measurement equipment, and processing, analyzing these data to show process engineers the weaknesses in the process or the production status. So they assist them in the daily work so that they can focus on their main responsibilities. Because their job turned in the last years from process analyst and optimization to firefighting. And we have to turn the wheel back to process assistant and process optimizing. Companies or the solutions from ASMPT and Koh Young are based on collaboration. That means ASMPT is using an OpenCFX interface, which is a standard from the IPC. Everyone can use it, which is well aligned with the open automation concept of ASMPT. So Koh Young participated quite early to this interface, and we sending our inspection data to command center and process expert. At the same time, ASMPT participated quite early to our KPO interface. So their printers, for example, feeding our K-Smart server solutions with data so that we can do the next step into automation and smart factory. In a digital world, so this collaboration is the future and the basic requirement that big data and Industry 4.0 can work. And ASMPT and Koh Young, both companies are showing with this nice use case how collaboration can work. And at the end of the day, some of you might ask, is there a competitive situation because both are offering a tool? Yes and no. At the end of the day, the customer has to decide which solution fits best into his production environment. And the companies must be open to collaborate and to share information. And any company which builds up a fence around his solution, building a fortress, will be in future very quick out of the race. So the message to the market is, by the utilization of open protocols and interfaces, collaboration needs to be done, and ASMPT and Koh Young are prepared for this.
Very wise words, Axel. Thanks for sharing those with us. Thank you for being with us. Very honorable thoughts of Axel. I guess it covers also your view, Tom.
Yes, that was a good discussion with Axel, and absolutely I fully agree with Axel. First of all, he mentioned operator guidance. We need to have concepts for that. And second, he mentioned cooperation to build a smart factory. And this kind of cooperation is always among different vendors. So we are looking into standards for integration and open automation concept.
Absolutely. No one should exclude himself and no one should be an island. So yes, open. He mentioned, thankfully, 2 applications. So first of all, what is Works Command Center exactly?
Well, we have a software suite called Works, and Command Center is one piece of the software suite. It's our operator guidance or assistance software, and it helps closing the gap between operators and the tasks that need to be executed. In the past, there were thoughts about having this lights out factory, so total automation, everything automated. But experience in the last years showed that you can automate about 80%. There's this 80-20 rule. So 80% can be automated, and the last 20% are quite expensive, costly. So you will always see some people in the factory, and that's where Works Command Center helps to use these people as efficient as possible.
Yeah, 80-20 rule, the first show we have met 1 year ago. How exactly can Works Command Center support the staff?
There are some easy use cases in the factory. One is the line operator getting notifications on such a watch and having a scanner, and Works Command Center directs the line operator to the right machine at the right line, and very important, at the right side of this line. And then this line operator can replenish material, verify it with a scanner, task done. Another topic is process engineer. When a board is inspected, it is inspected as being not good. Then a process engineer needs to review that board because not all of the inspection results are correct. And the process engineer will have the final decision at his computer, high-resolution screen. He will see, inspect the results, and then decide, is it actually not good or is it a good board? And Command Center connects this process engineer directly to the AOI or SPI where the fault was found.
I see. Another application was mentioned, which is also part, I guess, from Works Suite, Works Process Expert. So it's the area of quality. What is this application?
So high yield, quality, and together with performance are key factors for operating a factory. And the SMT process, especially the printing process, is prone to cause a lot of errors if it's not in stable condition. And Works Process Expert is a tool to automatically keep the print process within given boundaries and ensuring that the print process will always run in a stable manner. And this is a perfect example of 2 tools working together: Works Command Center directing people to execute tasks, and Works Process Expert automating a process without any interaction needed by people.
Yes, it's a perfect cooperation between the 2. Is it only covering the printing process?
No, printing process is one part of the overall SMT process. Another important portion of this SMT process is the pick and place process. And an AOI is permanently inspecting the pick and place results. And if there are deviations, then Works Process Expert will try to automatically correct, for example, placement coordinates of the pick and place machine. But if the process is running out of the boundaries or there's a tendency to run out of the boundaries, Process Expert will notify Works Command Center and by this direct and process engineer to take care of this. So it is possible to automate certain processes, but still there's a need, if a process runs out of the given boundaries, that a human being is called to action and provide corrective action to that.
So the human being is deciding.
Yeah.
I guess it's time to have a brief overview about the characteristics of Works Process Expert. and I asked Mr. Claudio Necchifo, our product manager, to do this in our Center of Competence.
I'm happy to share with you the latest enhancement in Works Process Expert, which is the process optimization solution of our comprehensive software suite. And I will especially show how it can support you to further streamline the resources and the operations on your SMT processes. Works Process Expert has extended its capabilities by integrating the placement machines and by opening the interface to third-party AOIs using IPC CFX standard. So now, Process Expert covers not only the fully autonomous printing process optimization and control, but it's an ASMPT's line software solution that optimizes and controls the processes over the entire SMT line. It consists of 3 modules: printing, placement, quality viewer. In today's video, I'm going to focus on the main features enabled by the quality viewer module and to show you the main benefits of the third-party AOI integration into Works Process Expert. In general, a low yield caused by defects identified at the end of the line at AOI is the trigger for a process engineer to conduct a root cause analysis to identify the process which may have caused the defects. Conducting a meaningful process investigation is a major challenge because usually the responsibility within an SMT line is shared among several process engineers, and each SMT machine outputs the process data in various sizes, formats, and they are different in nature. Add to these challenges the fact that data science knowledge is required to analyze and extract valuable insights before making any data-driven decisions. But such a super skilled person combining SMT process knowledge and data scientist competencies is hard to get nowadays within the industry. ASMPT offers a solution to the early mentioned challenges. Process Expert Analyzer, which is a powerful tool that provides you the full picture of the complete SMT processes, benefiting from the inter-device process data correlation that is done automatically, consistently, and totally independent of individual machine programming. It consists of 2 main views: defect and process view. The defect view offers an overview of the defects as a starting point, guiding you to focus on major defects, on defects with higher frequency of occurrence. So, in this view, the defects grouped into several categories will enable you to identify the most significant defects and prioritize them for analysis. Once the process analysis scope is determined, the software allows a smooth transition from defect to process view so that you can start diving into process results of the desired production run. Process view offers a 360-degree view of the process conditions of each board and thereby supports you to easily identify the process outliers, to understand the origins of the process drifts, and ultimately to charge back the defects to the process that have caused the problem. So, Works Process Expert gathers, organizes, and cross-references the data over the entire SMT processes, which is then presented within a single, fully flexible, and easy-to-use data mining tool, giving you invaluable process knowledge and understanding. It is also worth mentioning that according to several surveys, the data scientist spends around 80% of their time and efforts in collecting and organizing the raw data before it can be explored for useful and valuable information. And even if data preparation is the most boring and least enjoyable task, this activity is crucial for data mining because efficient and accurate decisions can be only made with clean data. Therefore, Works Process Expert completely eliminates the time required for preparing the data, or better said, the fundamental data preparation activity is embedded in Works Process Expert business logic, offering you the perfect solution for analyzing the SMT processes. The advantages for you by utilizing Process Expert Analyzer, a highly adaptable and user-friendly data mining tool, you can quickly gain a comprehensive understanding of your process data from all angles. The process analysis becomes much more efficient as the tool eliminates the need for tedious and time-consuming data preparation tasks. Furthermore, this approach enables you to effectively allocate your resources towards identifying the root cause of the defects in your process, which ultimately leads to more efficient and effective operations.
Just a reminder, if you want to test any of these two applications, then you can do this for free with our remote demonstration. Just contact your friendly ASMPT account manager. Tom, just to recap, Works Process Expert is an application which is free also for other than ASMPT equipment.
Yes, this application has an open interface to integrate with any kind of SPI or AOI. No need to just use only ASMPT machines. And Works Process Expert is using a standard interface, IPC 2591 CFX. And any equipment that supports CFX is able to connect. As Axel mentioned, nobody shall be excluded and everyone can connect. And we do not want customers to force into a certain machine or software environment. They shall be able to choose what they find best for their purposes.
Again, the open automation idea.
Yes, perfectly open automation concept.
I have one experience which I need to share with you. So when I have visited customers, when such an application is installed, which has a certain intelligence, it takes a longer time to implement it. And at the beginning, people are somehow skeptical about the functionality of this application. Only gradually they get the feeling how it works, and eventually they are so much confident with it that they just pass by to the application and check whether it does what it has to do. So is Works Process Expert, is it like a new kind of working with it?
Well, Laszlo, this is a common experience with closed loop systems. So when you are using Process Expert, it can first operate in what we call a listening mode. So it will give you the safety that nothing will happen without your decision. Process Expert will analyze and show and recommend what it would do, and then you can decide whether you actually want to do it or you don't want to do it. Later on, usually you will be confident what Process Expert is proposing, and then you can switch Process Expert to a closed loop mode. And Laszlo, when Process Expert is working in closed loop, everything fully automated, but still in cooperation with Works Command Center, Process Expert will always notify people when something is happening, so when it is running somehow out of control.
I find this switch a very nice idea. My final question is, so what will be the development with such assistance and guidance softwares? What is the future?
Today, our Works Command Center and also Works Process Expert are using algorithms and a knowledge base to find the best decisions based on data. But in the future, such decisions will be more and more based on big data experience and AI concepts to figure out also situations that were not known at the time of developing Process Expert or Command Center. And we will also see tools with natural language processing. So, for example, the virtual assist will help just by a question. If a Works Command Center sends a service engineer to a machine to fix something, the service engineer can just ask the question, hey, how do I do that now? And then with these kind of tools and AI, it will be possible to immediately provide the guidance what to do and how to do it.
Those were perfect final words, because in our next show we will discuss about those applications with intelligent AI. Thanks, Tom, for sharing all this with us. Thanks for being again with us.
My pleasure, Laszlo.
I have some final information for you. Again, if you want to see ASMPT live on an event, then you can do this on following events, which you can see in the list below. Don't forget to download the white paper and to book a remote demonstration. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. We will see us next month for our show. And until then, have a nice day and stay open.